Welcome back, everyone, to Let's Play Cold Waters, episode number 8, I think. It's actually getting hard to keep track. So anyway, I didn't do anything since the end of the last episode. Just until that. So now we know we have to go to Scarborough Shoal. I'm prepared to meet the enemy. I'm looking for their amphibious landing group leaving for Chanteau. Prefer to avoid enemy patrols. Okay, there it is. Let's go get her. Actually, I don't know if I was going patrol speed or not for that. As I said, there's advantages. Okay, I was not. I was going, whatever, slower speed. But there's advantages to going faster because you're at a much lower depth. Anyway, for this, we probably will be using the Mosses, but I actually want to load up a couple of my anti-ship missiles as well. We may actually end up using them. And all hands man battle stations. Let me just go to 400. We should have 1914 as always. Heading to southeast. Let's start the identifying process. We're just below the that's gonna be perfect. It's a perfect place not to be detected. So actually, stop. Yeah, I actually want to go to 250. Okay, let's start identifying these. Yep. Ooh, this one's quiet. What do I even make out? 2 lines here? Line there and line there? Yeah, there it is. Double lines on the right, which is going to be helpful. My neck is probably going to be in pain from all this close squinting at the screen that this game makes you do. Neither of those. It's this. Okay. Looks like a merchant. Oh. Okay, Yuting. Well, it is. We knew that there would be landing ships, right? Okay. Okay. Going active already. Let's actually head away from them then. We're just going to put a bunch of torpedoes on them, so let's keep identifying them though while we can. Things are going to get messy in a hurry and then won't have much of a chance to identify. This looks like a merchant. Maybe not. Maybe not. Oh, yeah, it is merchant. Okay. I'm actually starting to identify. I feel like a real sonar operator. You can look at him and know without even checking more or less what it is. This also looks like a merchant. Oh, it has 2 lines? Okay. Loot of 3. That's not fantastic. Alright, so let's just double check these. Everything's looking pretty good. Yeah, obviously not this one. Merchant, I think. Yeah. Okay, so what we want to do is get rid of all the ones that... Actually, I guess with the Tomahawks, we can do whatever we want. But this Chang'e, number 1, is presenting a small problem for us. So it's probably going to be the first one that we need to eliminate. When we do that, the rest of them are going to try to flee. So maybe we'll put one on the Chengdu right away. No, this. Yeah. And launch a spread. So 018. Go to the surface. I would like to know this Jonggu a little bit better. Let's go ahead and shoot that. Go to the surface. .318. So the good news, before they go active, they're actually going to be in the below the layer. This is not actually going to be easy for them to identify what's going on. And let's shoot a moss this way. I think 200 might be just below. Let's hope that 200 is just below the layer still, so that I can actually launch. Yeah, we're getting pings now. People are starting to get a little suspicious about what's going on. Let this one go active, head to the surface. Looks perfect. Looks like the most difficult angle for the... this is like the shadow, the sonar shadow. Yeah, so radar, the sonar waves go and they bounce, but in order to get back, if it's too oblique of an angle, this will actually just bounce in the layer. Now this is a very weak layer, so I'm not sure if this effect will be happening really at all. But if it is, that's what we're hoping for. I want to actually see number 1. Yeah, it did go to the top. Okay, good. I suspect any countermeasures will be deployed at the moss. And this looks good. I don't even think this guy is going to get off countermeasures. Nope. Well, they know something's up now. Okay, let's make it even more interesting for them. Let's launch one at this Luda. 333. Go up to the surface as well. And as soon as that hits, we're going to use Tomahawk missiles to sink some of the other ones. In fact, we probably can get away with using this one on the U-Ting here. Kind of 20. Yeah, I think we have the ability to do that. She's gonna flee, but hopefully we get to her in time. And here goes. This is the Chengdu. I don't even remember which one I'm looking at. No, that's obviously the Jonggu. Yeah. He's about to have a real problem. Oh, no, not going to have a real problem unless we find her. Did we already go past her? Got him. Okay, I was getting a little worried. So the longer we keep them from not being active, the longer that they last. 3 is not going to matter, but 4, that is really important. 4, I feel. And as soon as this loot is down, we can just start launching at the other Yukons. And what are the anti-missile guns? What about this Chongsha? Does not have anything, so 16 knots, pretty slow as well. 16 knots. Okay, we can chase these things down with torpedoes. Should we save then our anti-missile? I mean, our anti-ship missiles? It's a good question. I also kind of regret launching this Moss. It does not appear to have been necessary. Turns out you don't need a Moss if you have speed, but we have 5 of them still, so it's not that bad of a. It's really not that big of a deal. In fact, if there's any aircraft, there aren't, but if there were, that would have been, I would say, a pretty acceptable decision. We want to head almost due north. Just as soon as this WWIII gets hit, we're going to... And in fact, we want to make sure that we get this thing. So let's go to the surface a little bit earlier. It's a lot of explosions. So this thing should go active now. I think this is the one. Yep, there's the other one. So right about now, and it should bolt up to the surface. There it is, doing its thing. Okay, and this is being reloaded. Very good. Oh, I spilled a little bit of water. Whoops. Taking a drink in the middle of my episode. Trying to get away with it. Helm study course. Okay, just trying to catch up on the latest. Yeah, these guys are bolting. They're probably going full. Well, you'd expect max speed out of here. You can tell this merchant is not an enemy at all. It's just politely, very casually sauntering on downward, completely oblivious to the danger it's in. Let's see how number 3 is doing. Looks good. And we actually probably need to increase our depth so that we can go flank speed without cavitating. I have to watch out for this merchant, actually. This is probably a little bit closer than the WWIII actually is. Okay, because I was going to say we should have acquired already, but there it is. These torpedoes, who needs anti-ship missiles? Who needs them? Okay, do this and then just go active. You will go to the surface, right? Yeah, everyone's going to the surface. Oh, jumped out of the water there. I saw that. Turning, turning. Did not matter. A little bit late on their deployment. Possibly a little bit late noticing that there was a torpedo in the water. So the last one we have to watch out for. I really like, you know, having them being able to go under the layer. Like, I mean, this Moss was completely useless, by the way. We can reload another one. How many do we have left? We played it smart this time. We just brought tons of them. Yeah, you know what? Hey, what the? Oh, this U-Team must be really close. It might take more than one. Huh. Well, I'm glad we, well, you know, made sure to deploy her a little bit earlier than I thought. That should be the U-Team. There it is. Okay, well, I feel really bad for the remaining ships. There's really nothing to stop me from just Doing exactly what I'm going to do here, which is speed on up, catch up to them, and then destroy them. We're just following this guy all the way down to the ground. Ooh, look at that. Buckled, just kind of ripped in half in the middle. Interesting. Don't know how that would happen. Is that from the pressure from sinking? Or was it already present there? Maybe some internal explosions? Who knows what they were carrying? Alright, we're speeding right along. And do we want to use torpedoes or like how many missiles do we have? We did not load that many. We probably should use torpedoes as much as possible. So this is pretty sensible. I mean, we're getting close to where they were, but that's where they were. They probably moved a fair bit. We'll go periscope depth. Sierra 4. Oh. Did I miss it? I think I identified her as a Luda 3. She's apparently just a Luda. She's having fun down there. Okay, come up to the surface. We'll do it at 15 knots just to be a little bit faster about it, but we'll prepare to launch torpedoes basically. Yeah, so I think I'm going to keep these unutilized. We have the most torpedoes, and although, yes, there are situations where we can't use these anti-ship missiles, I think keeping 3 of them is a pretty mild number. Mainly it would be for situations like this where we want to catch up to somebody and we're not able to. Then, yeah, that's where we would use this, I think. Split the difference, maybe? Getting pretty good confidence on this. Okay, well, just prepare to launch then. Go to the surface. You don't imagine we'd lose the wire on that one, actually, so let's just go to 50. So we can actually see. Can we see both of them in towed array? Yes. And yes. Quite well, in fact. Okay, that's good. We'll launch at this one then. Pop up to surface and launch. Pretty safe since they're fleeing us that even if we lost the wire, even though we're pretty close, by the time that actually gets to them, far enough away. Yep. Got him. And I think that's it. But you know what? Why not, since we're here, look at the ESM mass, see what's going on. No detection profile at all. Might as well use my periscope. Pretty choppy conditions. Might be able to see the flaming wreckage going under. I see a flag. That's about it. Yeah. Not much. Another one over here, I guess. Yep. Very cool. Oh, wow. We see the ship going up. Okay, but that's it for us. Not for this episode, but for this battle. Leave combat. Got them all. Great job. Pleased to hear the expected invasion of Scarborough Shoal, South China Sea, has been repelled. Wait further orders on this downlink. Okay, I'll take a drink. Ooh, the Distinguished Service Medal to Commander Tortuga Power. Exceptionally meritorious service as commanding officer, USS Seawolf. Tortuga Power's steadfast devotion and superior tactical decisions have consistently brought success to his unit in action. His conduct reflects great credit upon him, this command, and is in keeping with the highest traditions of the United States Naval Service. Well, glad to hear it. That is kind of what it looked like. Hey, this is the rip in the middle that happened. I guess there was some munitions detonation or something. Scarborough Shoal, South China Sea, a massive coordinated Chinese sea-based landing has been repelled. A Department of Defense spokesman says that a combination of hard fighting by defending troops and prior significant weakening of the evasion force by U.S. naval units contributed to averting disaster and defeat. Well, yeah, I mean, if 0 of the landing ships arrived, I assume that defending ships defending troops, well, I don't want to say that they didn't dig in well and get prepared, but it doesn't seem like, unless there was another invasion force I missed, they didn't really have much to do with it, did they? Intelligence estimates indicate that enemy commandos will land from submarine in the vicinity of Subic Bay within the next week. You are ordered to intercept and eliminate them before they land. Okay. Subic Bay, where are you? Yeah, still doing really good on the number of torpedoes. Okay, wow. So let's go south to avoid that. Subic Bay. Whoops. What's going on here? Losses in the Spratlys. Local forces have yet been unsuccessful in their attempts to contain the Chinese naval invasion of the Spratlys. Although PLA troops have made substantial gains inland, Pentagon officials suggest that these are not yet decisive. The outcome of the dispute is still an open question as both sides struggle to gain the initiative. The war at sea remains unsettled as both sides maintain a naval presence in important areas. Okay, yeah. I might as well just head over and this exists. I guess it doesn't. Is that the one I want? I will take anybody. I will take out anybody. Give me a chance. I'll just go for you. Oh, can I go? Alright. Okay, let's go for you. And if this is a quick enough action, we can finish it in this video. So I hope so. I like the fact that I'm going 600, that I'm at 600 feet. So, whoops. 22. Okay, got a contact. 22. Got him. Very quiet. Merchant, maybe? Ah, blue whale. Good lord, they're all over. I think this one is actually a submarine. No, I guess not. Merchant. Huh. Not a merchant? Not a merchant. I mean, I can hear them perfectly. How can I not identify you? Must have missed them. Oh, impossible. Impossible. It's a trawler. It must be a trawler. I always misidentify this as a trawler. There we go. Okay, trawler. Good. Let's go Sierra 2. Keep looking for submarines, because that's what I'm expecting to find here. This looks like a merchant as well. Huh. Must be really quiet. Look at these signals, they're so clear. Whoa. That doesn't make any sense. What is it doing here? But it seems perfect, actually. Okay, well, Sierra 3 has got to be my submarine. There we go. Looks good. Okay, we're practically in our baffles. Let's go ahead and launch. Yeah, are we in our baffles? No, not quite. We'll revisit this one. I don't know if I believe that. Romeo, Romeo. I think she's turning to the right, in which case we should be able to get off a... shot in her baffles very, very, very soon. She's close, too. That's the only way we want to do it. What's the depth under? Deep enough. Okay. Oh, got it. How quiet is it? 79. Yeah, I figured. Had to be really quiet. We're 67%. That means it could actually be closer than we expect. Which means it's one reason why we should just get it to go active sooner. I'm moving it manually up, if you can see on the right. Maybe a little bit too far. But it shouldn't be aware at all that this is about to happen. Got her. This poor, poor submarine doesn't even know what's about to happen. It just seems terrifying to me to have like no awareness that you're just suddenly gonna die. Well, I don't know. Maybe that's merciful. I definitely don't hear anything. Yep. They figured it out eventually. Detection profile? Yeah, incapable. So we're just going to do our usual dive. Get below whatever's coming. Probably we could have gotten above at this point. I mean, for this one. Got him. Oh, we can actually see the blue whale. Let's take a look. There she is. Oh. That's my whale impression. This video may not, I may just cancel this video just because of that one little interjection. I'm sure you guys were just dying to hear my whale impression. I'm sure of it. Now, let's deal with this issue here. Still, I mean, look at it. It's freaking perfect. It's hard to reason that that is not what we think it is. Oh, we're not moving. God, stupid. Let's go 10 knots just so we can get below this torpedo quicker. Plus, the faster we're going, there's a lot of good reasons to do that. The easier it is for us to avoid the torpedo if it does home in on us. We have a little bit of time and plenty of depth at this point. That's about good for me. 1200 seems about right. So I would really like to identify this visually before we destroy something which could be a merchant. Ooh. Sierra 5. That's nice. Two dots right here. It's going to be pretty distinctive, I think. Ah, okay. It was. Also, it didn't matter. And they're not going to detect us, so let's get back up to 600. Honestly, I think I'm going to go all the way to periscope depth, but let's just do it by going... Wow, they barely even got above us. We must have been much further away than those Romeo expected. Yeah, I'd be loath to let this thing get away. Is this actually what you are? I'm just so curious. What are you? I mean, it looks like a dead fit, in which case I should be sinking it. Is this like reinforcements maybe bound for the whatever islands we keep hearing all about? Yep. So I don't know if it's a solid identification yet. Yep. Ah, okay. So there's apparently a merchant version. And she's labeled as green, which means we shouldn't sink her, but what the hell? They're flying the Chinese flag. I don't get it. I think you're flying the Chinese flag. Again, this is one of those things. I haven't, by the way, listened to any comments yet. This is still pre-release. But that might just be that we're not supposed to attack it since it's green. So there's a Chongsha and like another Chongsha looking thing? Yeah, I guess so. I mean, this is what it looks like. And this is... what the heck? There's no option. It's Chongsha Merchant, not LST. What's the difference? Look, I don't see a difference. This thing has... could be harboring troops. Whatever, I'll let it go. It's telling me with 95% confidence, which is the best you can have, that this is not something we should attack. So I'm going to go ahead and leave. Okay, good. Ah, this is not our mission. Okay, great. Well, that's probably our mission right there. But this is going to be another episode right here. So we'll take out the... I think we got to patrol a little bit harder in the Spratlys down here when we have time off, quote-unquote time off. Single-handedly, I think we're ending the war. I can't imagine one submarine just having the opportunity to sink this many ships. It would seem like just a horrendous blow. We're sinking them so quickly. Like the number of Chinese ships. The only unrealistic thing that I think is not modeled well, and it goes into this trickles into the orders as well, is the rearmament. idea. We probably would need like supplies and food and all that. I don't know how many months we'd be able to exist for without such things. I can't have no concept of how much time is passing when we're patrolling out here. Huge thing. Obviously, when we were damaged, this ship would have been in the repair docks for not like a couple of hours, not for a couple of days, not for a couple of weeks, but probably months. Like as far as I can tell, the submarines really are built on the premise that the outer shell should not be punctured. That any kind of weak point, I mean, the submarine's only as strong as its weakest point. So to reinforce this, to get it to still not make noise in the water, which is based on its streamlined nature, if you just smash some or weld some steel plates to the outside, it's going to be a terrible solution. Probably it won't even work. Like the pressure would, bust the welding or whatever. But on top of that, the submarine would be so noisy after that. It doesn't really appear to be modeled, so we'll just have to hand wave this. But anyways, thanks for watching, and until the next episode, take care.